All right, ladies and gentlemen, guys, we'd like to welcome you to the show. This is your host of the evening, DJ Just Jay with Just Dimes ENT. Guys, this is going to be a very special show because we advocate for children first. This is going to be a story where not only we advocate for children and speak about the injustices that happen to children, we're going to speak on a level of parenting that I don't know if you guys are ready for. I do not know if you guys are ready for this kind of content. It is going to be a very harsh look at parenting. It is going to be a very harsh opinion of what we consider to be good parenting or lack thereof. And it's going to be an opinion that you guys are probably going to get upset with me about. I totally understand that. If I lose subscribers, I totally understand that. If I get thumbs down, I totally understand that. But all I ask you guys to do is just simply not flag my video. No need to flaggy my video over my content. Please don't flag my videos. Don't flag me. Just go away. Hit the X in the top right corner if you guys are not able to digest this very, very difficult level of content. I can guarantee you that there are going to be a lot of people that do not like my level of truth, logic, and facts in this story. People want me to do research. I've researched this story since yesterday. The amount of hours that I put into this story is not going to even come anywhere close to the story that I tell you guys. So I've done every bit of research that is necessary. If you guys are ready for the show, please hit the thumbs up. For everybody else, we got almost about 300 people here. I would love to see about 400 or 500 people here watching the show right now, okay? For everybody else, if you're ready, here's the story. Please don't flaggy my videos. Here's the story. Officials have confirmed the identities of 5 children in a late night fire on Sunday. The 5 children that were killed at a house on 434 Park Cliff Avenue, and this is in Youngstown, Ohio. So for the people that live in Ohio, maybe you're familiar with this area, and this happened around 11:30 p.m. Now, the Mahoning County Coroner's Office confirms the children are, as named, Alaysha Rosario, Aleysha Rosario, age 9, Charles Gunn, spelled with the Gunn, 2 N's, age 3, Leasia, which is Ly apostrophe Asia Gunn, age 2, and then Brianna and Ariana Negron, age 1, because they were twins. Now I'm going to read those names again, and I want you guys to tell me if you notice something. Do you guys notice a pattern? The names are Alaysha Rosario, age 9. Charles Gunn and Leasia Gunn, age 3 and 2. Brianna and Ariana Negron, age 1. Cynthia Mayolo caught it first. 3 different daddies. This is a part of what we talk about when we talk about fatherless homes. This is going to be a level that I don't know if you guys are going to be ready for today. Let's talk about this story. Their mother, who is age 26, her name is America Negron Acevedo. America, wonderful name. Negron Acevedo, or otherwise they call her, I believe her nickname is Amy. She's 26 years old. So if she has a 9-year-old, then how old was she when she was having sex and having kids? Anybody want to take a crack at that? That means that she was more than likely living under someone else's roof. And if her oldest kid is 9, if she's 26, and she has 5 children, and you hear no mention of any fathers in this story, then how old was she when she was getting intimate with people and producing children? The age is 16, because you also have to include 9 months. So if the kid is 9 years old, back up by 10 years. Age 26, that'd be 16. So potentially age 15 to 16. between age 15 to 16. Put that into your brains. Because whoever she was having sex with, if they were much older than her, then that means that if she was having sex at 15, then she probably was engaging in statutory rape with an older person. It just depends on what age that person was, but it's usually an older individual. Just thought I'd throw that out there. Now, she has been transferred to Metro Health's burn center in Cleveland, where she's receiving medical treatment for burns. So I'm going to talk to you guys about her injuries. So Acevedo's mother says she's sedated right now and unconscious after suffering burns and inhaling smoke. Acevedo's family says that she's unaware of what's going on. So when the flames engulfed the Ohio mom's home, she jumped from the home from the second floor window and went to find help, fire officials said. According to the AP, as did so, her 5 children were trapped inside the house. How many of you people are parents out there? 296 people watching. As you come in, please hit the thumbs up. It'll share the show and more people will come and watch. Just hit the thumbs up. So as the fire was happening, she made sure that she got out of the house and got to safety and went to look for help to have someone help her get the children out. Does anybody see anything wrong with that? She has the presence in mind to get herself out of the house, but and presence of mind at that really, really quick moment to ask someone else to go into this house, this burning house, to go help her children. I want you guys to think about this. First and foremost, if the house is on fire, it depends on how bad the blaze is. I get that, all right? But another problem is the longer you wait, the worse the fire gets. Most of all of us know that. So every few seconds that passes, the fire gets worse, 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 worse. You have a 9-year-old, a 3-year-old, a 2-year-old, and 2 twin 1-year-old infants. 9-year-old, 3-year-old, 2-year-old, and 2 1-year-old infants. 5 children. What effort did she make to get any of them out of the house? In my opinion, from a father's standpoint, this is quick. It's happening. It's happening. It's happening quick. The 9-year-old potentially could have helped or at least got themselves out. A 9-year-old maybe should have made an attempt to try to get out if they could have. We don't know the full details, okay? If nothing else, as a mother and as a parent, you go for the infants first, then you go for the 3 and the 2-year-old. You go for the youngest ones first, but you make every attempt on your life to make sure that you get those children out of that house. How many parents out there agree with what I just said? Hello, holla if you hear me. How many parents out there would give their life for the sake of their children? Let's be deep about this, guys. Let's talk about this. How many of you guys would have just simply saved yourself? How many of you guys would just say, hey man, look, sorry, It's too bad. I think they dead. I'm getting up at this house. How many of you would have been like me and said, I'm going to make every damn effort. I don't give up. I don't care what happens to me. I'm getting my children out of this house if it costs me my own damn life. But I'm going to point something out to you where Amy Acevedo Negron failed her children. Are you guys ready for this? Please hit the thumbs up. 311 people watching. We'll get to 400 if y'all will just hit the thumbs up. You guys ready for this? I'm going to tell you guys how she failed her children. She has at least 3 different baby fathers. 3 different baby fathers. As a father, I would give my life for my kid. I don't care if it's a bullet. I don't care if it's fire. I don't care if it's water. I don't care if it's a vehicle. I don't care if it's heights. I don't care if it's Satan himself shows up at that front door. We getting it in that day for my kid. If I have an opportunity to save my child at the expense of my own life, damn it, I'm going to give it. Parents, ladies and gentlemen, do you know why you do that? This is where you guys are probably going to hate me. The reason why she should have given her life at the cost of anything to save even one of those children. The reason why is because of this. I don't know if you guys are ready. Hashtag, are you guys woke? Hashtag, where are the fathers? Hashtag, babies for benefits. Give me all the hashtags in the chat. Guys ready for this? We already know what the mother's life was going to culminate into. Uh-oh. No. I know Just Jay did not just say what I think he just said. Oh my God, did he just say that? Yes, I think I just said that. Let's say it again. We already know what the mother's life was going to turn into, which is poverty-stricken and working a struggling job. Ain't that some shit? But if you have 5 children, if you give them the opportunity to just survive, just live, that means you give 5 human beings, 5 entire whole human beings, an opportunity to become something. All you've done now is just increase your odds that one of them potentially might make it out of the messed up spot that you put them in. So what happens in this case? The children are gone because mommy didn't make an effort and give her life to get those children out of that house. If all 5 kids are gone, then mama should be gone too. That's my take on this story. We got about 320 people watching. I understand if you guys get mad at what I just said. We already know that the mama turned out to not be so successful. So why not give the children an opportunity? It's not like she had 1 kid. She had 5. That's 5 chances that at least one of them might have been successful and changed the world. You guys think I'm being an asshole? You guys think I'm being an ass about this? Let me give you guys an example of her life. 17-year-old Edgar Daniel Negron said that it was his aunt who was hospitalized and his cousins who died. Now, according to neighbors, the family had only been living in the house for less than half a year. Negron Acevedo, Amy, the mother, guess where she works? She works for Century Container, which is a plastic container manufacturer half an hour's drive outside of Youngstown. You guys want me to do my research? Y'all don't like me when I do my research. Let's keep going. This is where the average wage for a shift supervisor is less than $13 an hour. And guess what? They're not even calling her a shift supervisor. Holy crap. Did Jay just say that? I haven't even got to the videos yet. I've actually compiled like 7 videos into one, which is a very short video. We ain't even got that far and we already got 323 people watching. I'm going to say that again. She works for Century Container, a plastic container manufacturer, half an hour's drive outside of Youngstown, Ohio, where the average wage for a shift supervisor is less than $13 an hour. Keep in mind, they're not calling her a shift supervisor, meaning that she was probably making less money than that with 5 kids. Let's keep going. Even if she were making this amount at full time, and this is what's in the paper, this is not my words. Even if she were making this money at full time, it would have placed Negron Acevedo, Amy, and her children well below the poverty line, leaving her with the only option of renting substandard housing. But nobody is talking about how having sex is a bad thing. Nobody is talking about how having sex and procreating is a bad thing. Nobody is saying how having sex and leaving the mother with my body, my choice, and her making her own decisions and leaving the man out of it is a bad thing. Nobody is talking about how a woman has too many children. Let's say that again. Nobody is clamoring and saying when too many kids is enough. Nobody is telling you there is not a cutoff margin. There is not a line of demarcation that says stop at this. You got too many kids. You got 2? That's way too many. You got 1. You can't afford that one. It's way too many. You have places in the Middle East that say you're only allowed to have so many children. I ain't gonna lie, I kind of like that rule. Because where is America getting better from us having too many kids that we can't take care of? It's getting worse. And it's getting more irresponsible. I want you guys to let that sink in, all right? Now, officials say that she's not aware of what's going on when the flames engulfed an Ohio mom's home. She jumped from the 2nd floor window and went to find help. She knocked on a dude's door, and this dude said this. His name is Aaron Baldwin, and he said she showed up at his house naked and bleeding. Naked and bleeding. I don't know if it burnt her clothes off. I don't know if she just ran out, didn't have time to get clothes, or what. That's another story. Now, he told the AP that she had begged for help to save her kids. So by the time neighbor Aaron Baldwin awoke from the woman banging on his door, her house was engulfed in flames and there was no way for neighbors to rush inside. He said it was horrible. It's the worst thing to have to see. So he called 911 and told dispatchers that Amy Acevedo was pleading for first responders to please help my babies. The only thing I could think of was if it burned her clothes off. If it did not burn her clothes off, why was she asshole naked? Maybe she was in the shower. Maybe there's an excuse for that. But they said she showed up naked and bleeding. Guys, that's just what the report said. I believe the neighbor. That's what the neighbor said, okay? They wrote this about the children. Alasia, and her name is, let me see, her age is age 9. This is the older child. Says she loved to sing and loved to dance. Charles, who is age 3, loved to help with everything. This is what they had on the GoFundMe. Leasia, who is age 2, had just been potty trained and was both sweet and shy, and the twins were just learning to walk. Investigators are still working to determine the cause of the fire at this point. Now, they say that the mother at this point is stable, but in critical condition. So maybe she was burnt, maybe it burnt her clothes off, who knows? But the investigation is still underway right now as far as to figure out what actually happened. Now, I'm going to tell you guys this. There were firefighters, 2 firefighters that were injured. One was taken to the hospital and one was actually treated on the scene. Fire Chief Barry Finley says one of those firefighters suffered a cut to the chin. However, the second firefighter was inside the home when the ceiling collapsed on top of him. I want you guys to think about this. You have male firefighters risking their male lives to save this female's children. Why am I pointing that out? The reason why I said that she failed her children is because she had potentially 3 fathers of these children that she could have chose to marry before she had sex with them and before she produced children by them. 3 opportunities at that. And one of them she had 2 children by. Not only did she make 0 effort to make sure that they were going to stay in her life by marrying them, if they were in that house, I can guarantee you, if it were a father, he would have given his life to try and save his children, his DNA children, his biological children. If he cared enough about that woman to marry her and stayed in the house and be married, we're just talking about the dynamic, the possibility. There's a high possibility that the father or fathers would have made an effort to give their life to save one or more of their children. How many people agree with that? Anybody want to donate to the show for my words? Because I've had a chance to think about this since last night while I was listening and researching this story to figure out exactly what I wanted to say. They have a goal on GoFundMe for $20,000. Let me tell you guys about this GoFundMe. They have a goal of $20,000. The GoFundMe reads, a tragic accident happened on December the 10th where a fire explosion in my aunt's house. And they don't use any punctuation. I fucking hate people that do this. At my aunt's house, she lost, let me just show you guys on the screen what this GoFundMe looks like. I hate when people don't use punctuation. I really do. How many times have I told you guys, when people are asking for tons of money for GoFundMe, the least they can do is write it properly. A tragic accident happened on December the 10th where a fire explosion in my aunt's house. She had lost all 5 of her kids and is in critical condition, fighting to live. And they separate this sentence with a comma. Lord have mercy. Even a simple spell check would have fixed that for you. We ask that all of you help give these babies a nice way to leave, comma. Alasia was 9 years old. She loved to sing and dance and make musically. You guys can see I'm not making this up. Charles was 3 years old. He has an attitude, the attitude of a 10-year-old. He was smart, so bright, and so energetic. He always helped everyone and did everything. He helped everyone and did everything. Would you care to give an example? Just never mind. Let's ignore the punctuation. Let's ignore them giving examples. Let's just move on. Leasia, 2 years old, just recently got potty trained. She is a very beautiful, bright little girl. She is sweet, shy, and loving. Brianna and Ariana. Oh my Lord, oh my God. Okay. Brianna and Ariana, 1 year old, were two beautiful twins. They didn't get to see life to the fullest. They were just learning to walk and do more things. We miss them dearly, more and more. It's not the same without them 5 babies. We ask for you to please help donate at least $5 to send these babies home the right way. God called his angels home sooner than we expected, and with Christmas around the corner, this is not what we expected. 906 shares. They're asking for $20,000. And so far in a day, they've collected 6,143. I've always said, if you are going to create a GoFundMe and ask for tens of thousands of dollars, the least you could do is write it properly. If you're going to get $20,000, the least you could do is maybe get a promise to somebody, hey, I'll give you $100 of this $20,000 if you just write it for me. How many people agree with that? Have somebody else write it for you. Edgar Daniel Negron. I don't care how old you are or who wrote this. I think it was the uncle, but Lord have mercy. At least have somebody write it for you in promise of giving them $100. That makes no sense. Why am I so upset? Because I'm proving to you guys how much people don't give a damn about these children. You had one. You were having sex at age 15, 16. Hashtag, where were her parents? She gave birth to one kid. And then, let me see, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. 5 years later, she had another one. Then a year later, she had another one. And shortly after, she had twins after that. We ain't talking about tying no tubes. No birth control, no responsibility, her body, her choice. Or am I just stupid? I could just be that stupid. I think about that sometimes. I wake up and I say, Just Jay really could just be that damn stupid. I really could be. I mean, I didn't finish college. I went a few times. I went to technical school. I didn't have a 4.0. I had a 3.6. That could mean I'm not if you ask me which crayon I was in a box of crayons, maybe I wasn't the brightest one in the box. It's a very real possibility. But all I'm saying is that it seems like there was a lack of giving a shit about these children from the moment they were born. Let's give you guys the fair usage. Let's go ahead and show this video. I think I've given you guys most of my 2 cents. So let me get this going here. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107.
5 young children were killed when a fire ripped through their home late last night. The children ranged in age from 1 to 9 years old. Thanks for being with us. I'm Christine Sorensen.
I'm Stacy Smith, and the children's mother was able to escape. However, she was injured. Amy Wattis went to Youngstown this morning and has more on what happened.
We're almost at 400. Please hit the thumbs up, guys. We're doing excellent. For the new people coming in, please hit the thumbs up. Stacy Friend said, what started the fire? It's still under investigation as far as what actually caused it. Nino, you'll be in Dallas next week. Email me, Nino, and I'll send you my personal number so we can link up. I don't mind meeting up with anybody. So email me. We'll link up. We'll do something. I'll come to Dallas any point in time.
People here in the community of Youngstown have been coming by this scene and leaving stuffed animals right in front of the home where 5 children under the age of 9 died in a fire late last night. They said they didn't even need to know the family. They just wanted to come and pay their respects.
Very emotional because all those babies.
Deborah Sly was one of the many people that didn't know the family, but came by to place a stuffed animal in front of the home where 5 children lost their lives.
I had to come and I had to see this, and pray for these poor babies and pray for Mom.
I know she was a great mother. I know that she was a really hard worker. I know that her kids were amazing, full of life, and just beautiful.
Tanika Brooks used to work with the mother who managed to escape the burning home. Fire officials say she escaped through a second-story window.
I was just over here yesterday, and little Ari was in the window just waving, smiling, full of life, and then to look at the color of the house now.
The crews were faced with extreme amount of fire and heat.
Firefighters got to the scene around 11:30 Sunday night. They believe the fire started in the living room area on the first floor.
So far, I do not see anything leaning towards a criminal investigation. But again, until I get some more evidence, I won't, be able to verify that.
So at this point, they don't know exactly what caused the fire. And no, I don't think that it was anything that was done purposely. I honestly don't. I really, 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 really don't. I just think that the neglect comes in where she should have sacrificed her life to save at least one of her children. It is a painful death. But guess what? Protecting your children is a very, very hard thing to do. Please understand that. If you were to take a bullet for your kid, if you were to take a life for your kid, if people talking about, I'll do time for my children, people talking about, I'll give my right arm. What they're referring to is people that have actually done this in real life, where they actually physically risk getting burned, stabbed, shot, killed, mangled, ceiling fell on, anything. My soul could have peace if I know that I did everything I possibly could to save my children. The fact that if she survives this, which it sounds like she's going to know that DJ Just Jay made a video and called her out in front of the entire world and said, ma'am, you failed your children. You did. We should be interviewing and talking to your children, not you. Why? Because we already know what your life was and what your life turned into at age 26. That's not a successful life. But your children could have turned into something. We'll talk about those smoke detectors. As you guys have famously watched Tommy Sotomayor do videos and say, what is that beeping in the background? What's that beeping in the background? You guys think it's a joke now? Do you guys think it's a joke? When these people insanely listen to that beeping, that insatiable beeping in their apartments, in their homes, and they don't do something as simple as either fix it, correct it, or get a freaking battery. How many of you guys have watched Tommy Sotomayor on YouTube and watch him do interviews with people? He calls it out and they just simply ignore the fire alarm. It's just beeping. It's just going to beep. It's just going to beep forever. All the time. So imagine when we start to do one of these stories about y'all or somebody that y'all know or one of those people that he interviewed when it happens to them. Let's keep going.
Investigators won't be able to verify that until autopsies are completed. In Youngstown, Ohio, Amy Wattis, KDKA TV News.
Today, the coroner released the names of the victims. They are 9-year-old Alicia Rosario, 3-year-old Charles Gunn, 2-year-old Leasia Gunn, and 1-year-old twins Brianna and Ariana Negron. Their mother had to jump from a second-floor window to escape. Amy Wattis has more.
She didn't have to. Let's keep going.
You can imagine the sense of loss this community of Youngstown is feeling after 5 children died in a house fire late Sunday night, just about 2 weeks away from Christmas. Now, fire investigators are piecing together everything they can, but right now they don't think this fire is suspicious.
What do you guys want to bet that it was probably a space heater? Thank you, Pinko Kami. He called it out. I could almost guarantee it was a space heater. You know why? Because if they lived in sub-impoverished conditions, then more than likely they didn't have proper heat through the house, especially with a two-level house. They probably had a space heater that burnt up on them. I can almost guarantee you.
One by one, members of the community added to the makeshift memorial of stuffed animals outside.
Laura Hannah Starr said, "How can the mother fail to save at least one child along with her own life? Thank you." She didn't pull one child out. Even if the child were burned, she didn't pull one child out. Not one. 5 opportunities, and you failed at all of them.
Outside of the home where 5 children, ages 9, 3, 2, and a set of 1-year-old twins lost their lives. Deborah Sly was among those mourners.
It's shock, and you know, death is so final.
Y'all let me know when y'all see a father in this story.
And for it to be fire, you know, I'm feeling for that mother.
I know she was a great mother. I know that she was a really hard worker. I know that her kids were amazing, full of life.
Tanika Brooks used to work with the mother who managed to escape the burning home. She was taken to a local hospital with unknown injuries. Firefighters believe she jumped out of a second-story window, but her kids were trapped. Fire crews did all they could to save the children.
The crews were faced with extreme amount of fire and heat.
2 firefighters were burned, but are expected to be okay. It's unclear how the fire started, but all signs point to the living room on the first floor.
So far, I do not see anything leaning towards a criminal investigation. But again, you know, until I get some more evidence, I won't, you know, be able to verify that.
I was just over here yesterday, and little Ari was in the window just waving, smiling, full of life, and then to look at the color of the house nuts.
In the wake of such a tragedy, Deborah Sly said faith is all she can hold on to.
God has a plan for her life.
I was not planning on pausing the video. I want you guys to listen to what this woman just, oh my God. Are we really going to have to do this? Listen to what this woman just said. Listen again. Hey, guys, let me see. No. Do me a favor. Let's not block her time out, guys. I know this is difficult. This is difficult for all of us, okay? Let's try to make it through this show without blocking her time out anybody, okay? We got over 400 people in here, guys. It's going to be very, very difficult for us to kind of understand where everybody's coming from. So let's try to give everybody a chance, okay? Let's try to give everybody a chance. This show, let's not block or time out anybody, okay? Let's give everybody a chance. We want people to be able to speak what they really, really think about this story. Do you guys think that this mother is a bad person, or do you think that she is a victim? What do you guys think? I really want to know what you guys think, okay? No, that's okay. Davon, you good, bro. You good. It was just a timeout, so it's okay. It's okay. Listen to what she said.
God has a plan for her life, and that's what we have to hang on to.
Verify that. Verify.
It said faith is all she can hold on
Listen to this.
to.
God has a plan for her life, and that's what we have to hang on to.
God has a plan for her life. She's 26 years old with 5 children. She's been having sex since she was 15 years old. And she works a below poverty wage minimum job in a crappy house. And had her children living in squalor and failed with 3 different men to produce a father that was going to stay in these children's life. What more is her life going to become? Please tell me that. What more is her life going to become? How much better is her life going to get in her 30s? When this is the pattern that she has. Better question is, what could those 5 children have become? This is why I make this conversation so difficult for people. For anybody that wants to get mad about what I have to say, would you rather the mother survive or rather one of those children survive? One has to die. If you had to pick, which one would you pick? God has a plan for her life. This is why I hate Bible thumpers. This is why I hate Bible thumpers. You know why? Because you say stuff and you don't actually believe in what you say. Where's your husband? Because I can guarantee you, he would not have let you sit there and say what you just said. Screw that mother. What about the children? God had a plan for all 5 of those kids' life. And the mother didn't think enough of those children to try to preserve their lives. She didn't think enough about them to stop after 1 kid, after 2 kids, after 3 kids, and now you get 4 and 5 back to back. Is that God planning, or is that her being selfish? Uh-oh. I can almost guarantee you that's going to get me flaggy tonight. Yeah, buddy. I might not be able to stream for the rest of the year for that one. So God didn't have a plan for these children's lives? While the mother controls every single thing that's going on in their lives, she controls their entire destiny, including the choice of life or death and the choice of whether to save those children's lives or at least attempt to at the risk of your own. I want y'all to hear what this awesome human being had to say again.
God has a plan for her life.
Wow.
And that's what we have to hang on to.
As soon as the bulk of the fire was locked down, they started what we call a primary search, and they found them. They did CPR until AMR had ambulances available to transport, and all 3 of those were transported to St. East.
The only man y'all see in the story. The only men y'all see in this story are the men trying to save these women from their own situations. Where are the women out trying to save them? Like, I just don't understand. Where are the mothers out there that would have jumped inside of a fire to save their children if mothers really care about their children the way that y'all say that they do?
The mother of the children was able to make it out of the house, but was injured. Her condition has not been released. Also, 2 firefighters were injured in the fire. The cause is under investigation.
Hit that thumbs up, please. Hit the thumbs up, guys. Hit the thumbs up, please, please, please. If you haven't hit the thumbs up, scroll down at the bottom. Hit that thumbs up. Share the show.
And Rob, authorities tell us that 27-year-old mother jumped from the 2nd-story roof to get away from the blaze. But her 5 children, all of them, still remained in the house, including her 1-year-old twins. A community in shambles and disbelief.
I'm looking up to the heavens and asking God to give the mother strength, and I hope that she pulls through.
Holy hell. Cheryl Kelly, oh my God. I need to hear this. I need to hear this again. Let's hear this again.
Remained in the house, including her 1-year-old twins. A community in shambles and
Listen to what she said again. Come on, man.
belief.
I'm looking up to the heavens and asking God to give the mother strength, and I hope that she pulls through.
Why? Oh my God, I'm gonna get so flagged tonight. Oh my God. Guys, I'm going to get so flagged tonight. I'm sad because I'm gonna get flagged tonight. I already know I am. I don't think the people that flag me, I don't think they care about children. I don't think they care about these lives that cannot defend themselves. To the people that donated, let me say thank you again to the people that donated to the show. Crystal 405, Megan Cadden. This one comes from Risha B, Neil Dilworth. This one came from my guy Ed Robinson, LM Allen, Carlos Brown, Davon Strahan, Chris Thorne Show, and Chris Thorne Show 2.0, Chevelle V2. Hope this helps a little bit. It absolutely does. That comes from my guy William C. Thank you very much, William Carter. My guy Pink Okami. Thank you very much. This one I know not to read. She knows who she is. Thank you very much. My guy Jason. This is his first donation. Thank you, Jason Phillips. This one comes from Loyal Love. Thank you very much. To Kitten Paws BB, I already know. Oh, excuse me. I keep doing that. Loon Tune, I'm sorry. I keep giving credit away for calling out that trash. Thank you very much. That comes from Loon Tune. I apologize. Loon Tune, thank you. Jimmy D. If anybody wants to donate to the show, if you agree with my message, all you guys have to do is just click either PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, or Patreon, Venmo, PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, or Patreon. Thank you to my guy, Larry Jackson. Larry Jackson from OKC is in the chat. He donated to Venmo. Thank you. This woman says she's going to pray for the mother and hope that she pulls through. My question is why? Do you think that you give your opinion and move on? Oh, what's up, Misha? I'm not coming for you, girl. Don't take it personal. Don't take it personal. I know you personally. I know you love your kids. I know that. I know Mishan would give her life for her kids. The women that I know would give their life for their children. The fathers that I know would give their lives for their children. Matter of fact, Kurt Dog I know would give his life for his children. His wife would give her life for her children. My mother and my father have, oh, not me. Okay, I got you. Sorry about that, Mishan. My father and my mother would have put their life on the line for us. I could tell you guys about countless stories where they put themselves on the front line when they could have been killed a few times over us. I know this is a difficult thing for people to hear. It's a difficult thing for people to process. But I'm going to call this out again. Why does Cheryl Kelly on my screen want this mother to survive? She is now going to be emotionally screwed up between 3 different men that are probably going to point the finger at her also and say, you failed your children. She's going to have to turn around and go back to this underpaying job. She's going to have to find a place to live, which means she's now going to have to rely on somebody else to provide her a place to live. And then she's going to turn around and potentially put more children on this earth without fathers. She is going to contribute more to our problem in our society. I'm not saying that she should die at all. But what I'm saying is, why do you wish that you hope that she survives? I'm just asking a question. Is it not okay for me to ask questions? I'm just asking questions. Let's hear it again.
But her 5 children, all of them, still remained in the house, including her 1-year-old twins.
Let me also say thank you to Carla. Carla is Ladyfoot's in the chat. It's all I could do. I still got to get oh, you can read this aloud. Love you, man. Keep up the great work. I was just making sure. I didn't want to read that part unless you wanted me to. So, Ladyfoots, thank you very much. I appreciate that. If you get flagged, use my channel. That's Baker Building in the building, man. Thank you, Baker Building. I appreciate that. Listen to what she said. Let's listen again.
A community in shambles and disbelief.
I'm looking up to the heavens and asking God to give the mother strength, and I hope that she pulls through.
After the lives of 5 innocent children were taken too soon in a relentless house fire on Youngstown's south side.
I know that her kids were amazing, full of life, and just beautiful.
Tamika Brooks says she used to work with the mom who was inside of the home with her 5 kids when the fire broke out.
I know she was a great mother. I know that she was a really hard worker.
Crews digging for answers all night and day, piecing together how all of these children, ages 9, 3, 2, and a set of 1-year-old twins lost their lives. Right now, fire officials say there are no signs of foul play. First responders tonight are struggling with the tragedy inside the Parkcliffe Avenue home.
I had a very difficult time fighting this fire, both physically and mentally, due to the fact of there being 5 children trapped inside.
While investigators search for the cause, they do believe the flames started in the living room. Throughout the day, the community's been coming out in droves to show their support for a family now so broken.
Okay, Chevelle said something, and now he's got me wondering. With a person to be 26 years old, with 5 children, no fathers in the home, no husband, no way to actually provide for her children, with working a job that is less than subpar, especially in the community that she lives in, because they said that she lives below the poverty line. What makes her a great mother? Can anybody answer that for me? What makes her a great mother? The children were barely able to live. The children barely had the necessities that they need. The children were living in a house that was not suitable for them. The children ended up having more brothers and sisters than they actually were able to accommodate. And then on top of that, when life came knocking and a difficult situation popped up, the mother didn't do enough to try to protect her children. So what about this mother made her a great mother? I'm just asking a question. People are going to watch this on the replay, and all I'm doing is just simply asking a question. Please don't get mad. I just want you guys to tell me a good qualifying answer as to what made this a great mother to these children for their entire lives. Between 1 year old and 9 years old, what actually made her a good mother?
And lost.
You know, she probably couldn't save her children. She probably tried.
And then you get this woman. She says she couldn't save her children. She probably tried. Why would you assume naturally that she tried? Let's say that again. Let's hear it again.
Now so broken and lost.
You know, she probably couldn't save her children. She probably tried.
How does she try? How does she try? Cricket said, how can I say that? I've already explained it. You'll have to watch it on the replay if you didn't hear my explanation.
Now, the oldest of those 5 children was a 9-year-old girl. She was a student at Youngstown schools. Now, all of those people will have grief counselors on hand for her classmates. Also getting some help from grief counselors will be first responders who rushed to that blaze overnight. We are live tonight in Cleveland. Amanda Van Allen, News 5.
So this is the fire while the fire department was there. The only people that attempted to try to get those children out of that house was these people, the fire department. I always tell you guys, it's not the responsibility of everyone else to protect our children. It starts with the mother and father. the mother and father, the nuclear family, husband and wife of the children.
I'm told that Youngstown and state fire arson investigators will be on scene all day today. Chief Barry Finley told me they are going to be here looking for what exactly caused this fire. Now, it's very quiet right now, but just a couple hours ago, it was a very hectic scene for the firefighters, police, and EMS. We'll go ahead and give you a look at just how intense this fire was. Right now, we are told that the 3 kids who were rescued were on the 2nd floor. The mother was also rescued, but all 4 of them were taken to the hospital. The 2 kids who unfortunately died were on the 1st floor. Right now, we are working to find out how old these kids were. As we were here on scene, we saw 2 bundles carried out with those deceased kids inside, so they look like they might have been either toddlers or infants. We're still working to find out that, but obviously a very emotional scene for the firefighters and police. This is what Chief Barry Finley had to say about what the firefighters are going to do as far as counseling and going forward as far as this.
It's just something we have to deal with, but we have people for our firefighters to talk to, and their next shift we will be holding a turn meeting and discussing certain things. Yes.
Now, we are told by Chief Barry Finley that 1 firefighter was also taken to the hospital at St. E's. We are told that he was only had minor injuries, though, so he is expected to be okay. We do not know yet the exact ages of those kids or the condition.
Okay, Stacy R said, what floor were they on? They said that I think the youngest kids were on the 1st floor. Okay, Sarah Peace. Oh, wow. This is why I love you guys in the chat. Listen to what she wrote. Sarah P. said, crazy how the 1st floor is engulfed in flames and it took a while for the 2nd floor to burn. That's a good point. Arian Noble says she didn't start the fire. No, I don't believe she did. I think it was probably a space heater. I think you'll find that out here. I'm not going to even do an update when that comes out because I'm telling you guys, I think it was probably a space heater. Baker Building, thank you for donating. Let me hook you up here, Baker Building, because I just saw your name. So there you go. You got your moderator. Thank you very much. So yeah, if the first, but you know what? If the smoke detectors were working, then they would have caught on the 1st floor. They would have heard it throughout the entire house. That's a great catch. That's a great catch.
Of the ones who were taken to the hospital or the mother.
Were any of the kids found near her? Life at 35? All they know is that she jumped out the 2nd floor of the building and hopped out of the house. We have no idea.
Actually was on scene.
We don't. That's what I'm hoping will actually come out, is where the children were located in comparison to where the mother was, what she was doing, and why did she jump out of the house naked? She had 0 clothes on from what we understand.
When we got here, she was walking around, obviously very emotionally distraught, not sure what she was taken to the hospital for yet. These are things that we are working to find out. We're talking with Youngstown Police to try to get any updates on those children's conditions, and then also how this happened and maybe their ages. We're going to bring those details to you as soon as we find them out here on WKBN.
Lil Buddy said, we are going in. I told you guys from the title that this was going to be a very emotional story, and I told you guys, if completely done, if you didn't catch that earlier, yes. When she made it to her neighbor's house and her neighbor's name, and y'all can go back and verify this. Her neighbor's name is Aaron Baldwin. Aaron Baldwin said she showed up to his house naked and bleeding. I'm looking at my document. I told you guys, I do research. Aaron Baldwin, AARONBALDWIN, said he showed up to her house naked, bleeding, banging on her door while the house was engulfed in flames. So yes.
For now, in Youngstown, Molly Reed, WKBN 27 First News this morning.
Valoria Churchwell says she must have been bathing. Very well could have been. Very well could have been. But if it started on the bottom floor, and if all the children weren't on the bottom floor, then why was there not? There's just too much wrong with this. Why did she not have time to save any of her children?
Now, since the news broke early this morning, there have been stories coming out of what went on here on the scene. And also, there's been an effort put in place to try and raise some money for the family. One of those stories that you're going to hear coming up comes from our First News 27 video journalist, Nathan Lahota. He was on the scene last night videotaping what was happening. The plans, they came from a Southside Youngstown restaurant owner who tells us she had to do something.
Charles Jefferson and Marilyn Mitchell had the same idea this afternoon. They both dropped off stuffed animals at the house on Parkcliffe Avenue, wanting to do their part to memorialize what happened here overnight.
But to lose 5, you only have to be there to know how that is.
You only have to be there to know how that is. Marilyn Mitchell. I know I've heard people say this before, and I've definitely heard Tommy say this before. And y'all have heard me say this. I hate when people use colloquialisms that don't make any sense. Well, you have to be there to know how it is. What? To know what it's like to leave your children in a house fire? Sorry. You actually wouldn't have to know what that's like because you could have given your life. You could have jumped in there and went to save any and all of your children at the risk of your own life. You shouldn't know what it's like because you should not be here. Uh-oh.
It happened here overnight.
But to lose 5, you only have to be there to know how that is.
You only have to be there to know how that is. Oh my God, man.
You know, you just want to sit here and you know, give back to her and show her that the hearts of Youngstown feel her.
When I first got here, people were running from the ambulances, running from their fire trucks.
27 First News video journalist Nathan Lahota photographed the fire. He describes the point he knew it was tragic.
Children in the white sheets, and then they put the police tape up. And then that's when I knew it was bad.
What can we do?
What can you do? Go in the fire and save your children. Do what you gotta do. Give your life for your children. It is the most difficult thing you will ever do on this physical earth is to give your life for your children. It's going to hurt. It's going to burn. It's going to break. It's going to cut. It is going to be the worst thing ever. But that's what's called sacrifice. That's what we've been doing since the beginning of time. That's what war is about. That's what protecting our country is about. Shout out to our veterans. They understand this better than anybody does. Shout out to the parents that have literally taken a bullet for their children, risked their life to save their children. The ones who are gone that are no longer here that did it for the sake of their children. What could you have done? Give your life.
Sandra Murphy owns Flambeau's Live on Market Street. And
I'm going to tell y'all something else. I just thought about this. This is why I think that our community really, really sucks. Because here this is, in the middle of this tragedy. I'm going to end this here. And I want you guys to donate if you guys believe in what I'm saying right now. To anybody and everybody. This is the end of the show. Donate if I'm right about this. This is how little these people care about those children and about that woman and about their community. The fact that they're saying, let's get us a live advertisement. This will be some good promo for my company, for my building, for my struggling business, Lambos. Listen to this.
Flambeau's Live on Market Street. When she heard about the fire, she helped organize a benefit spaghetti dinner at her restaurant for next Tuesday, December 18th from 4 to 8 p.m. $8 a dinner to raise $10,000.
You have burials, you have getting life back together, you have mental health. There's a whole lot of things that come together, all of which needs some kind of monetary compensation.
It takes some type of monetary compensation. Isn't that what the GoFundMe is for? I rest my case. I'm done talking.
Back at the scene, Jessica Gonzalez had arrived. Her daughter and 9-year-old Alicia Rosario, one of the children killed,
no fathers,
were classmates at Woodrow Wilson School.
I had to take her out of school so I could be able to explain to her what happened to her friend, because basically they was friends from last year, so it was hard to tell her.
What happened on Parkcliffe Avenue affects all parents, like our photographer, Nathan Lahota, the father of a 2-month-old girl.
Oh, now you hear about a father. Let's hear from this father.
I was getting Christmas pictures.
Wow. Doesn't that get you right there in your gut, in your stomach? The only father you hear about is a white father. Son of a gun.
Pictures today, and I was holding my child ready, and I smelled my coat because it still smelled like smoke from the night. I was wearing the same coat, and it reminded me, and I had to hold in my tears just to try to make my child happy.
Wow. Guys, that's amazing. If anybody, shoot, while we got 371 people in here, if nobody hasn't donated to the show outside of the ones that already have, if we get 370 people to just donate $1, if you believe that I'm right, I want for everybody that is listening to the sound of my voice, if you believe that I am right that this mother should have given her life, and that I am right that she failed her children, and that I am right that she serves no better purpose on this earth than to create babies for benefits that she's going to collect, donate $1 to the show if you believe in what I'm saying. If you don't, I understand. But I want to say that and continue to support our message. Like, share, and subscribe. This is your boy DJ JustJayOK. We are signing out. That's the end of the show.